Good morning. Happy voting day. It is Kirsten Liebelt. How are you doing? It is really good to see you. Today is November 5th, 2024. And I was just talking in my stories a little bit ago about get out and vote. Like, what are you even doing? I was actually thinking about a conversation that I had this last weekend with somebody, and we were talking about I was sharing about our God journey. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. Hi, how you doing? I come on every day, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We talk about insulin resistance. It was literally my whole entire life. My dad was type 2 diabetic, and he died at 63, insulin dependent. And it's just a driving force in my life to talk to people. Good morning, Melissa. Thank you. She's on TikTok, tapping, and sending me things. Thank you, Melissa. You're amazing. And so I was raised that way. And so that's why I come on here. Okay. So we do this every day, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, just to let you know. And because it is not a terminal diagnosis and it can be completely reversed. And everybody needs to know that. And you can do natural things and all these things. And you don't have to listen to the matrix all the time. Okay. Having said that, I feel like I'm just not steady here. Hold on just a second. Okay. So I was talking to somebody this last weekend about our God journey that started like in 2007. And I'm not going to tell you the God journey or anything like that. This is like one little segment. And I said, you know what? I used to really believe that the light was red until God turned it green. Track with me here for just a second. Let's see if this resonates with anybody. So the light was red until it turned green. So you're just waiting on the Lord. You're just waiting. I'm just waiting on Jesus. I'm just waiting on the Lord. Tell me what to do. All these things, right? Like this is a thought process. I'm not really, I could dissect it and try to figure out like, why did we think that way? I don't know. It doesn't matter right now. But I came to realize that no, like God partners with us and the light is actually green. And he'll be our bumper rails, our bumper guards, and he'll let us know when the light is red and we should shift course. So that is my analogy that I want to use for today with voting. God can't steer a parked car. We actually have to go out and stand in line and be inconvenienced. And maybe it's cold where you live, and maybe it's raining, and maybe you don't want to take your lunch and go vote. And maybe at the end of the day, you're exhausted and you don't want to go to the polls before they close. But I am telling you what, God cannot steer a parked car. We have to do our part and he will do his part. Okay. So that's my call to action on the front end of the broadcast on Tuesday. Here we go. Woo! Good morning, Terry. Happy election day. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, red is my color, Melissa. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I actually really do like it. I like these orangey reds when I can find them. I don't always find them, but yes, thank you very much. You're very sweet. So I thought then today, in light of it being election day, we're going to talk about the insulin stress connection. How do you like that? Like weaving right into there. Good morning, Claudette. Good to see you. Because like I say, every single day, practically, it's like it's all connected. And if we can understand the connections and how simplistic they are and how actually, I heard a pastor say one time, he said, I literally only preach one sermon. It's just 500 hours long. And I feel like the same thing. I feel like I only have one conversation, and it's insulin resistance and how it's connected to freaking everything. It's either the precursor to something or it's the downfall of something. It's just a 500-hour long conversation. And so we just keep on having it every day because we want to get all of these pieces connected. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, thank you so much on TikTok. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you for tapping on the screen and sharing out information so that it can get out there. And let's just dive into some information and see how we can help some people today. So, it's really interesting because I do remember a long time ago, probably on a morning news show, I remember hearing like if you do not get enough sleep, you like this is leading to type 2 diabetes. And I thought, that's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. How can that possibly be a connection? And again, I've talked about it before, how I lived very disconnected from my body. I would not have known anything about that in that time. I just remember hearing that as a statistic, and it was really bizarre to me. And so when I began to pay attention to how stress and lack of sleep and this fast-paced world, I had a conversation with this lovely lady last night. We went out for some, a bunch of us girls went out for like appetizers at Applebee's. And we were talking about how, we can get so busy and so people-pleasing that, we might not pay attention to might not be asking ourselves the question of what does it really matter if we spent all this time stressed out, people pleasing, listening to somebody else's idea of what we should be eating or how we should be taking care of ourselves or whatever. And then maybe we just, once we're dead, are we going to care that we spent all that time stressing, maybe losing sleep and maybe sacrificing our health? And so I'm looking for my thing here. Hold on. It jumped on me. So hold on. I will find it. So I would love to know. So first of all, if you're on the replay, let me know you're on the replay and where you're coming in from. I would love to know. Megda, good morning, Kirsten, and all of our internet family on Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Happy Election Day. Did you all vote? There's still time. That's Megda's call to action today. I love that. I did vote. I am ready to go. And I just hope that everybody else does that also. And then I did get confirmation last night. I don't know why I'm not finding this, but I'm going to keep looking. So hold on just a second, but I'm going to keep talking. Jenny Potter, do you guys remember? So in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, on Monday nights, we've been going through this book, Self-Sabotage No More. The author, Jenny Potter, she was at the event that I was at last weekend in Orlando. And she agreed to come into the group and do a session with the group. You guys, this is such a big deal. I talk all the time, get tools in your toolbox, get tools in your toolbox. You know what? It's easy. It's easy to supplement. It's harder to deal sometimes with the stuff that's going on in our mind and sabotaging our own efforts towards success. So anyway, so she's going to be Monday, put this on your calendar right now. Monday, July. Do I want summer back or what? Monday, November 25th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. There you go. Well, this is just so curious. So today, I'll do it right here. So I'm really excited about that because she's going to be able to come in, do a little bit of a session, and she has a brand new book. If you guys want to get the next book, it's maybe 111 pages. It's super simple. Stuck No More. Okay, so Self-Sabotage No More and now Stuck No More. And she did give me some books to come home with. And I'm probably going to, I'll give those away, but I'm going to decide how I'm going to give those away. I haven't decided yet. And that's very exciting because, again, tools in your toolbox. Okay, here we go. Oh, thank the Lord. I was like, where did my information go? I touched my computer. Why did I touch my computer? Okay, so we're going to talk about stress today and the connection with insulin resistance. And really, the question is kind of like sometimes, which came first, the chicken or the egg? And I feel like this is actually more of a cycle, and it's less of just one way or the other, but it's a cycle that goes round and round. And if we don't stop it, and if we don't change it, and if we don't do something different, we're not going to get different results. So doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, they call that insanity, is what I believe they call it. Your old ones, let me get it. Yep, don't even know what that says. That's like a different language, I think. That's totally fine. Beautiful. Thank you. Amen. No, Magda, right? Okay, so we're going to do things differently. Okay. The connection between stress and insulin resistance is significant. creating a two-way cycle that can make it harder to manage both effectively. Here's a closer look at how they interact and what happens to your body under stress, common symptoms for women, and like natural ways to help that, okay? So how stress and insulin resistance are connected. Good morning, Barb. Good to see you. So good to see you. Stress leading to insulin resistance. We'll go one direction, then we'll go the other direction, okay? So when you're under stress, your body enters a fight or flight mode. I'm sure you've heard of this before, right? In this state, stress hormones like cortisol, we always talk about cortisol, right? And adrenaline spike, raising your blood sugar levels. But do you know why it's raising your blood sugar levels in fight or flight? It is to provide quick energy. Okay, so your body is so fearfully and wonderfully made. It knows what it's doing. So it's trying to get you energy. And this response can be helpful short term, but chronic stress leads to consistently high blood sugar and high insulin levels as the body tries to manage it. And remember, we're talking about two different things. Insulin is a hormone. Your pancreas releases insulin. Blood glucose is a different conversation. It's the glucose in your blood. Insulin is released to grab the glucose. Anything you eat turns to glucose and shuttle it into your cell for energy. But when you have too much sugar and you can't seem to produce enough insulin to keep that going, that cycle going, your cell eventually stops and says, no more. Now I'm full and I'm toxic. I can't take in any more. And so now you're left with insulin resistance. Your cell is resistant. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. So when you have high blood sugar and high insulin, guess what you can't do? You can't lose weight. So everybody's running around and having a conversation. Oh, Susie, just count points. Oh, Susie, just live in a calorie deficit. Not saying calories don't play a role. Oh, Susie, all you have to do is go to the gym and just work your rear end off on that spinning machine. Oh, Susie, all you have to do is this. All you have to do is this. And virtually nobody is talking about the fact that this is not a calorie in, calorie out situation. It is a hormonal conversation. Cortisol is a hormone. Insulin is a hormone. What else do we talk about? Well, GLP-1 is a hormone. But when your insulin or your sugars are high, or both, you can't lose weight. So what's the opposite of that then in order to lose weight? Bring them down. And so that's why we talk about this all the time. But stress is pushing those blood sugars up. It's pushing that insulin up. Okay. So if you do have a lot of stress, you're going to have to deal with other pieces than somebody who is insulin resistant and they don't have massive stress. Okay. That's the very reason why when we talk about the gut reset, there's two probiotics to choose from. One is literally for stress, balloons, and one is a basic. Basic's the wrong word, but it's a different blend of 5 strains. We'll get to that later. So over time, the cells in the body become less responsive to insulin. That's resistance due to the constant exposure, a process called insulin resistance. Elevated cortisol levels contribute to fat storage, especially around the abdomen. It's all that belly fat, you guys. It's all that belly fat. So frustrating, which worsens your insulin resistance. So round and round and round we go. This is what's going on. We've got this whole hormonal thing going on. And then when your insulin is high, it's domino affecting all of your other hormones and you're upside down and you're thinking, what is wrong with me? Am I crazy? Am I losing my mind? Is this what it feels like to get old? Oh my gosh, I'm gaining all this fat in these really weird places. And my back fat is like getting crazy. And like, what is going on? And it's all hormones. But that shouldn't scare us. That should make us really happy that we finally have an answer. That's all I'm saying. Carol, good morning. You're fine. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. You're good. I hope everybody that is voting comes in late. That's great. Everybody go out and vote. Okay. So insulin resistance can also create more stress on the body. So if you're insulin resistant, and you're probably insulin resistant if you're on my content, because why else would you be listening? It's creating more stress on your body, just the fact that you are, leading to higher cortisol levels as a secondary effect. So insulin resistance, stress, higher cortisol, and then as your blood sugar swings occur from high to low, the body interprets low blood sugar as crisis. Thank you for the hearts, for the likes on TikTok, and thank you for the follow, Kararu. I like that, and I love your lipstick thing. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Thank you. Interprets your low blood sugar as crisis, releasing even more cortisol to bring your blood sugar back up. This is super fascinating, you guys. So you're doing this, right? We talk about this a lot in the group is called Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. That's why I put this up here for you guys on TikTok. So you can go to my site and then you find the Facebook blue button. You can get into the group. We do a free challenge every month, but we talk about how when your sugars are going like this is why your body is craving sugar and carbs, because it's not getting into the cell. That glucose is not getting into the cell, and you're left exhausted. So your body says, I need more energy, quick, hurry, I need more energy. And so it's craving sugar and carbs to get fast energy. So your blood sugars go like this and then they crash again. Well, when that happens and you go low on your blood sugar, your body goes, crisis, crisis, release the cortisol. And so it's releasing the cortisol to bring your blood sugar back up. Get it back up, get it back up. And now you're doing this. Do you see the cycle of stress and insulin? Stress. Need energy, dipping too low, need energy, dipping too low. That's what's happening. This cycle leads to constant physical stress and mental stress. And that is affecting your mood and your energy and your resilience. Isn't that interesting? So what happens to the body in fight or flight mode? This is what's happening. Increased blood sugar. The liver releases glucose to provide instant energy. Remember, I wear my red shirt that says, love your liver. It's a part of the conversation. Suppressed digestion. Blood flow moves away from the digestive tract, slowly digesting and causing issues like bloating and nutrient malabsorption. Are we so tired of bloating? My daughter put, if you're in the group and you saw the recent post, she posted a before and after picture. This happened to her last weekend. They had, I don't know, like they were just eating a bunch of trash crap food this weekend. And she said, my bloating was out of control. And so she took a picture of herself and then she took the gut primer and went to bed. And then she posts her after in there. It's really quite amazing. It's quite impressive. But again, that bloating, that suppressed digestion. Number 3, elevated heart rate and blood pressure. So interesting. It's not saying that your blood pressure is high because you're using table salt or because you're eating red meat or because you're eating too many eggs. Your elevated heart rate and blood pressure rises and the heart pumps faster to deliver blood to your muscles when you are in fight or flight mode, when you are insulin resistant, your blood pressure is going up. So I want you to understand every single connection, because if you will understand every single connection, then your brain can go, oh, if I turn this around, I can stop these connections and make them go backwards. That's what I want the message to be to every one of you. We can turn this around. This is your turnaround. Your turnaround is here right now. Is it going to be speedy and fast like a Porsche? I don't know. There are many factors that go into your life. Is it going to be slow and take you time? Maybe. But your turnaround is here and it's available, right? Because you can actually make changes that are natural choices to do this. And you can avoid a lot of the pieces that are making you frustrated in your universe. And the last, or not the last one here, but suppressed immune system and reduced insulin sensitivity to keep blood sugar high for immediate energy. Go, go, go. Insulin sensitivity is temporarily reduced. And if stress becomes chronic, this can become a permanent state. Do not underestimate. If you are living in a stressful state, it might be your job and you might be working overnights. I've talked to a lot of nurses in my, working with supplementation for high cortisol, et cetera. Nursing is a very stressful job. Maybe you're taking care of a dementia parent. I've done that. I understand that level of stress. And especially if they're living with you and then you're worried about them waking up in the middle of the night, you're just kind of in a constant state of stress. Today there's an election. And maybe the last 4 years have been very stressful since the COVID. And you've kind of found yourself with anxiety and like nervousness, just because like that had an impact. The shutdown had an impact on people. And so you have to at some point go, okay, I am going to think about how I can get this cycle to turn back around. I have to simmer down my nervous system. I have to simmer down this cycle that keeps perpetuating itself because it is trashing my insulin sensitivity. Some people are in abusive marriages or they have left an abusive marriage. I hear so many of your most amazing stories, and you know that you have to get your body in healing mode and recovery mode, and then we can work on that with adaptogenic herbs and all of these things. Tony, good to see you. Oh, I'm so good, Tony. How are you? Good morning, Brenda. Good morning. Brenda says good morning to Kirsten and all. This is you, Tony, really stressed. Yep. And you need this turnaround. Tony, I'd be so happy to help. I will give you some practical stuff right here today. I'll give you some practical things that you can do. But symptoms of stress in women. So how do you know if you're like under a lot of stress all the time and you like Tony's probably already know some of these, right? So mood changes. You find yourself anxious, irritable, maybe you're depressed. These are common as cortisol is impacting your neurotransmitters in your brain. So again, please, I want people to understand, like your body was made to be the Porsche of computers. Like it is a phenomenal machine that can do amazing things. And it knows how to have backups for backups. Like it's really quite something, right? Like the highest level of design ever created is your body. Okay. And so when cortisol is constantly being spiked as a hormone and it's affecting your brain, what if this is the cause of anxiety and depression? That you have things going on because your hormones are doing this, like, and we're trying to fix it by only talking about one thing. Like you go to the doctor and you talk about one symptom and they give you a script for that symptom. And then you go and you talk about another symptom and they're like, I'll give you another script for that symptom. And then you talk about another one, so over here, your blood sugars are high. So we're going to give you MET. But then another symptom is that your cholesterol is up. So they're going to give you an STATIN. But then over here, you're really, since you lost your dad 2 years ago or your husband and you've been just so depressed, and, oh, no problem. Anti-sadness right here. And then your blood pressure is high. And that when all of this is actually one puzzle. Okay. So we can actually allow ourselves to see this as way more streamlined and simple and not so confusing. And we do not all need, in my opinion, and I'm not a doctor, a lazy Susan of medications to take care of what we should be able to bring into balance with things that even just God gave us. Betty, oh, so nice to meet you, Betty. Well, you can always reach out to me, Betty, in my inbox. Okay, you can always reach out. Carla, good to see you. Welcome. Very good to see you. Thank you for the follows on TikTok. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you, Peggy. I appreciate you, Rebecca. I love that. Chosen Eddie's wife. That's really, really cute. I like that. So mood changes, anxiety, irritability, and depression. Number 2, hormonal imbalance. Stress can disrupt the balance of reproductive hormones, leading to irregular periods, worsening PMS, and symptoms related to menopause. So wherever you are on that list, right? This is what stress can be doing. Weight gain and fatigue. Well, we're not really super shocked by that, are we? That stress leads to weight gain. Hello. Especially around the abdomen. Belly fat, belly fat, belly fat, belly fat, cortisol, insulin, hormone. It's the same conversation. Due to cortisol's role in fat storage, constant fatigue and lack of motivation often follow. So stop being so freaking hard on yourself. Stop being unkind to yourself, that maybe you don't have the motivation that you used to have for things, that you maybe are gaining weight in your belly and you just thought that maybe if you counted your points one more time, one more season, and maybe nobody has ever told you that if you can view everything through the lens of insulin resistance, you can change everything, including your weight. But when we don't know this stuff, we just think that I don't know, we can think all sorts of not nice things about ourselves. That you just don't have any willpower and you're just kind of a loser and it never happens for you anyway. It never really works. What's wrong with you? Well, that's where that book comes in. Self-sabotage no more. Doing it in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. I don't have a link or anything. This is just what we're doing in the group. And the author's going to be in the group. I'm so excited. She's going to come in on November 25th. Digestive issues. This is why I talk about gut health now all the time, connected to when we talk about the trio, when we talk about gut reset, because I finally feel like I have a protocol that is dynamite. Finally, something to really combat, go after, and nail gut conversation. Rebecca, I will, but which product, you want to know how to use it? Tell me which one you're talking about, Rebecca. Like, have you been on my content before? Because I will run through some things just to help people out, because I don't want there to be confusion, because a confused mind does nothing. And so digestive issues, symptoms like bloating, constipation, or IBS flare-ups are common due to suppressed digestion. This is all because of stress, you guys. Sleep disturbances, trouble falling asleep or staying asleep due to elevated cortisol levels at night when they should naturally decline. Okay? It's all one stream of thought. It's all one thread. So what can you do? Well, you can eat a diet that is not spiking your sugars anymore. I talk about this all the time, especially in the group ingredient trade outs. I'm Italian, thought I would never trade out my foods ever on the face of the planet, ever. But I did, and I did it one ingredient at a time and one recipe at a time. And you do not have to beat yourself up because on Monday morning you haven't traded out your pantry and you haven't traded out your fridge yet, and you haven't there is no, I'm going on a diet on Monday and by lunch, oh man, I screwed it up. You need to trash, throw away, get rid of that conversation in your head. Nobody's going on a diet. We're not doing that. That's not what our world is. Our world is, oh, now that I understand that insulin resistance is the foundation of absolutely everything, oh, I'm going to change the lenses that I'm viewing everything through. So I'm going to change the lens of how I eat, how I supplement, how I take care of my body, all of my self-care, everything. Oh, wow. Okay. Now, one ingredient, one recipe, one thing at a time. Okay. So whole food. We don't listen to a lot of marketing, keto marketing. We don't do that. We want real food. I like what Dr. Ben Bickman says, and he says, no bags, no bars, and no boxes, no bags, and no barcodes. That's kind of how he says it. And basically what he's saying is anything that's been previously processed, just ditch it. It doesn't mean you can never. It just means that if you will focus on real food, you're going to get so much further. Number 2, magnesium-rich foods. Magnesium is pretty magical. We're very deficient in magnesium. I am taking a magnesium. I don't have it by me right now, but I am taking a magnesium blend actually you can get it off of Amazon. My line is releasing a magnesium blend, and you will know when this happens. We had one that was a glycinate. Magnesium glycinate is very absorbable. I love a magnesium glycinate, bring it on. And then they stopped making it. And so I went out and I tested a bunch and I found one that I like, and I take that now. But they are in works with another magnesium blend, and it is a glycinate blend. And I'm a geek, so I get very excited about that. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'm like, oh, yay! I really, really, really know that if we would just start taking magnesium, mine is a magnesium glycinate, and it also has citrate in it. And if you'll take that before bed, it'll help calm your system. You will also It'll help to relax you. It will also help to, the citrate will help with any, like, citrate is helpful for like constipation and stuff. If that's something that you're needing help with. So magnesium-rich foods, however, like spinach, almonds, avocados, and dark chocolate. And I'm sorry, but dark chocolate, hello. You can buy Lily's dark chocolate. You can buy other brands that are not sugared, because we don't do sugar. I don't talk about, when I teach food, I teach grain-free, legume-free, sugar-free, if anybody's wondering. Herbal teas, chamomile, lavender, valerian root teas have calming effects and may reduce cortisol levels. Okay. Adaptogens, B vitamins, and omega-3s. So adaptogens changed my life. And I don't mean to be over dramatic, but I'm just going to be as dramatic as I need to be. They changed my life. So in my upper 40s, when my brain fog was out of control, I was handed an adaptogenic herb. The one that I started taking was rhodiola. And adaptogenic herbs help your body adapt to stress. They come in and they support your adrenals, and your adrenals are what regulate your hormones. Your adrenals that sit on top of your kidneys, they are the backup to your ovaries. So I talk about loving your liver. Maybe we should be loving our adrenals at the same time. Okay. So I started taking it for my, my brain fog, and they helped to balance out my hormones. I had no idea. I was very disconnected from my body. I didn't know this was going to happen. Like, this was confusing to me. But I will tell you, the 3 that they recommend, I have all 3 in my line. All 3. I started with the rhodiola. I have an ashwagandha, and I have a holy basil, and it's mixed with zinc. So all 3 of those. And so I'm just telling you, like, the best friend you ever had. If you have never taken adaptogenic herbs to try to love your adrenals so that they can balance out your hormones better, bring some balance, bring some sense of well-being back into your body, where you maybe felt like you were upside down and what's wrong with me, and how am I possibly ever going to navigate menopause, or wow, that old me never did come back. This could very well be a very large answer for you. And anybody at any time can reach out and ask me about the rhodiola, the ashwagandha, and the holy basil. I'll put all 3 in a cart for you. Just tell me you want the adaptogen cart, and I'll customize it for you. But I'm telling you what, basically what it's saying is that they help the body adapt to stress, and they balance cortisol. They balance cortisol. And this is such, I feel like adaptogenic herbs are God's gift to us to help us naturally. And I'm going to say it like I always say it. Do not buy herbs that are not organic, not off of organic farms, because you are taking the most tender of plants that have been sprayed with glyphosate. You're concentrating them into a teeny tiny little pill, and then you're ingesting it and telling your liver to figure it out. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Like, you're just making it so much harder on your body. So everything that I have is off of organic farms. The ashwagandha actually has the USDA certification for it's organic certified, which is a hard certification to get. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Put in a cart for you, please, Barb. I will do that. Combat boots on, Carla. You're so awesome. You're so awesome. I love that. So yeah, I'm just telling you. And you don't even have to get all of them. You don't have to get all 3. The reason why I take the holy basil and the zinc, to be really honest, is because zinc is like your general contractor of your immune system. It helps it's like the general contractor of your immune system. So remember when everything hit the fan in 2020 and people weren't feeling so well? They launched that. And they took the holy basil, they mixed it with zinc. And FYI, as a little side note, holy basil is really good for your upper respiratory. So if you are an upper respiratory person who needs to really guard your immune system, I have a zinc and holy basil that might be of interest to you. But if I were to take anything for, if I wanted to take for like, rhodiola is such an amazing herb. That's the one that I started with, and I still take it today. And that is you can buy it alone, or you can get it in the purple packet. You can do it either way, okay? So you can buy it singularly or you can buy it in the purple packet. This has 3 supplements in 1 packet. And that is adaptogenic herbs. And I'll move on now. This also has all of your 8B vitamins time released. And that's the second thing on the list right here. Supports the nervous system and energy levels, which are often depleted by stress. So what most women don't know is that when you are deficient in certain B vitamins, you can have anxiety and depression. So again, what if we can fill in? What if we can give our body back the raw materials that it needs to function? What if we can fill in nutritional deficiencies? And that actually, like taking magnesium, like you take magnesium and all of a sudden things start to like fire again. The synapses like start going again. And you're like, well, all I did was start taking magnesium. Yeah, like it can be. And instead of like all of these symptoms being medicated, like we don't have to medicate each individual symptom. Like that's silly. But anyway, so that's the second one is your B vitamins. So that's, again, you can buy that separately or you can get that in the purple packet. So I have a couple of ways. That's why you can reach out to me. I'm always available because people have questions on stuff. And then the fish, omega-3s. So they are known for their anti-inflammatory properties. Omega-3s can help reduce stress and improve insulin sensitivity. Really helpful for your gut. Like think about it. If omega-3s are bringing down the inflammation in your gut, think about how you would want the inflammation inside of your gut to come down. Like let's have like some decompression in our gut. And I'm going to say it again. If you are out buying, when I go to the store and I buy shrimp or I buy fish, I'm buying wild caught. I don't want farmed anything, right? I want wild caught because I don't want all of the bad stuff there's a lot of things that they do. So sometimes when they farm certain fishes and they have them in cages out in the ocean and the bacteria get so much, they have to actually use, chemicals and things like that to try to like clean up the area. Anyway, we don't want that. We want wild caught. You also want your supplement of fish oil to be hot. So think like that. Don't go out and buy a fish oil at your drugstore because you're making your body work too hard. Don't make it work that hard. Don't make it go backwards. Okay. So again, I have a wild caught fish. Okay. Fish oil. So lifestyle practices. Well, I think that we kind of know these and it's like, how do you fix them? And it just depends on who you are, but sleep is so important. We do not prioritize sleep enough. And sometimes we live in a culture, talking about this with a girl last night, our society makes us think that we are more amazing if we can just do more, take more action, like whatever, bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan and all of these things. And this is our identity. And we just go and do. And we think that, I'll sleep when I'm dead and all of these things, whatever. And it's like, no, we actually have to fix the sleep and the stress right now. You have to prioritize that. And I know that can be a process and it's also a tandem. So when you have insulin and stress, you have the same thing with insulin and sleepless nights. There's this tandem thing going on. So I get it. It's a cycle. I do have like a valerian and hop blend if somebody needs a sleep health blend. I do have a melatonin if somebody needs a melatonin gummy. I have a really good one. I can't take it. It makes me feel drunk, so I don't take it. I used to, but I'm too foggy then till noon the next day, and I don't like that feeling at all. Matt, good to see you. Good to see you. Happy election day. So obviously exercising and even just walking. If all you ever did was walk, right? That would be it because it's going to lower your cortisol. So prioritizing your sleep is managing your stress and your insulin. Taking a walk can lower your cortisol. Mindfulness. And, for me, what that kind of looks like is, getting up in the morning and, this morning I was reading in Proverbs and Psalms and, having mindfulness is maybe what they would say, and just spending time really like intentionally setting your day and allowing yourself, giving yourself that gift of really doing things that are good for your spirit and for your soul. Very, very important. And then gut health. I can't talk about this enough. So your probiotics, your fiber, etc. By reducing stress through diet, lifestyle, and gut support, you can help break the cycle of stress and insulin resistance, and you can gain control over your health. So that is exactly what we've been talking about. You can break the stress insulin cycle. And again, reducing your stress through diet, lifestyle, and your gut. Okay, so what does that look like? So Matt says he's sorry he's even gone. Very sad due to issues with getting your transplant. Matt, I'm so sorry. Your donor is no longer available for donation due to past drinking. I'm really sorry, Matt. I'm really sorry. I really do believe, though, that God has an answer for you. I really do, and I'll be praying for that, okay? There's a reason why then you found that out now so that you can get a different answer coming to you quickly. So we're going to believe for that. Everybody can pray for Matt, that he gets a good, new, fast, quick kidney donor. That's what he needs. I am on Instagram, Nans. Thank you for that question. So this is why I put this up here, because my Instagram icon is up there. So that's my profile. And if you don't know how to get to that, you can go right up here. There's my face, and it will come back up again right here, and you can click on it again. And I will tell you that at the top of my Instagram page, which is the same, I am the same everywhere. Kirsten Liebelt, Kirsten Liebelt. It looks like lie, like you lie down, and then belt, like you wear around your pants, but it's just pronounced Liebelt. Kirsten Liebelt everywhere on social media, okay? And at the top of my Instagram page, you're welcome. Thank you for asking. There's a pink highlight bubble. And that pink highlight bubble says Trio, Trio. And that is talking about the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients. Where did I put them? Here they are. That help with insulin sensitivity. And the reason why, even yesterday when we were on live, I must have dropped one. We were on live and Lisa S was on. If anybody was on, you remember Lisa S. And she was talking about how since June, she's been taking the Trio, and then she added in the gut primer. And I'll talk about that next. But the Trio, this is where I started a little over 10 years ago. So this is not something I just started last week or just heard about. This is something that actually, because it's helping your body go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive, helped me in supporting losing 3 sizes now in my 50s. Because when you can get your insulin and your sugars down, you can actually finally lose weight. Okay. But at the top of my Instagram page, there's a pink highlight bubble that will tell you about the Trio. It's so important that you understand that you can actually get your internal engine running completely differently. And that this is actually a strategy to turning back. This is your turnaround season. You can turn around your insulin resistance. Okay. So that's what the Trio is. It's at the top of my Instagram page. But then I just started now. Oh, and I was going to say Lisa. So she started the Trio. Her A1C, let me see if I can remember her numbers, went from a 7.5 down to a 6.1. Her blood sugars were dropping, thus her A1C was dropping. But then when she started the gut primer, I'll talk about this protocol next. When she started her gut primer, her sugars went from 150 down to the hundreds, like low hundreds. And she is off of, let's see if I can remember. I have to type this out because I'm going to go back to yesterday's live. It was on my Facebook and she was typing this to me yesterday. She's off of anti-anxiety. She's off of insulin injections. I don't remember if she's off of HBP. So I'm not going to say that because I don't want to say it wrong. But she's off of those 2 for sure, anti-anxiety and insulin injections. And this is what can happen. That's since June for her. She's now walking. She has actually been in a wheelchair and now she can get up and she can walk and push her wheelchair and she goes down to the end of the driveway, to wherever her mailbox is, etc. So she's gaining function back. Because when you stop having to take those types of scripts, and I'm not helping her do that, by the way. That's not my job because I'm not a doctor. She's doing that on her own. But she's being her own advocate by targeting her supplementation and, asking questions of what she should be taking. So she's doing the Trio. Those are the 3 supplements. I can always put a cart together for anybody. I'm in Messenger, and I'm in my inbox and Instagram. And then the second thing is the gut protocol. So this is a gut reset. This is a gut primer. And a gut primer, it looks like this. I talked about this yesterday too. It looks like a greens drink, but it's not. It does taste like tea though. And I won't lie, I'm not a tea drinker. I'm not. So what I've been doing is I've been putting mine in about this much cold water from my fridge, and then I just drink it like a shot. It has alkaline spices, so you'll be able to taste the turmeric and the ginger. Everything is off of organic farms. Remember, we're talking about how important that is. Don't be taking glyphosate sprayed, dehydrated greens. I do have a greens that is organic, certified organic. That's a separate product, just to let you know. Those are green greens. This is a primer. But don't take any kind of greens that are not organic. They're concentrated. Who wants concentrated glyphosate? Nobody wants that. Okay. Fermented greens, amazing for your gut. Alkaline spices, that turmeric and ginger. Digestive enzymes. Prebiotic, postbiotic, and fiber, but not just like cheap fiber, like sawdust fiber. Instagram's funny. But fiber from the extracts of fruits and vegetables. So what's happening when you go and you prime your gut? Well, it's like priming the wall of your home to paint, or it's like priming your face for foundation. Okay. So instead of, greens, that's great, but you're literally creating an environment inside of your gut ecosystem. And yesterday, remember, we talked about your gut is actually your esophagus, your stomach, your intestines, and your colon. Your gut is all of that. It's not just your stomach. So again, esophagus, stomach, intestines, colon. That's what's happening. That's what's being primed and bringing back nutrient absorption, bringing down inflammation. People, a lot of the testimonies that I hear, constipation gone, no need for laxatives within days. Sugars coming down. Trying to think of all of the different, I wrote them out yesterday in my story. Sleep, better energy, so many good things when you get your gut moving. And it also is then a precursor to being able to lose weight. It's a really big deal. But I do feel like that moving of impacted waste, that's a really, really important conversation. We do not want toxic waste sitting in our intestines and our colon for days or however long. We're supposed to actually be pooping very regularly. We're supposed to be moving things through our system very regularly. But the standard American diet really kind of trashes our gut, and it makes it very difficult for us to move things through. And we really do need that. Betty, list of the 3 vitamins and the green powder. You have to lose this weight, and you had a heart attack a year ago. I'm so sorry, Betty. So when you say the 3 vitamins, do you mean the adaptogenic herbs, Betty? Let me know if that's the one you mean, because I know I talked about a lot today. I'm going to take a screenshot so that I can see your username. So let me know exactly what you're looking for, and I'll put a cart together for you. Magda says she will pray for you, Matt. God bless you. I love that. There's so much power in prayer, you guys. Okay, so the adaptogenic herbs. Okay, I will do that, and I'll do the gut primer. And then the last thing is for the gut protocol. If you're not taking a good probiotic, I have 2. One is specifically for stress, which is what we just got done talking about, all of the stress. Okay. If you know that your cortisol is high, if you know that your adrenals have been shot, if you know that this is you've lived in a fight and flight season, whether it was like you went through a hard divorce, or we talked about like having a dementia parent, or whatever it is, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of stress. And a lot of it started about 4 years ago with the shutdown. And some people have never quite stepped out of that cycle. Then you want the stress probiotic. If that's not really you, and you just feel like you're kind of in a normal state, then I have one that is a powder. The stress one is a pill. What did I do with mine? I already took it today. So I already took mine. It's in a stick, and it has It's in a stick and it has 5 strains of a probiotic, 5 strains, and a prebiotic. Now, why is the probiotic not in the gut primer? That was actually very intentional. There are prebiotics and there are postbiotics in here. Those are stable. Probiotics are not as stable. You have to keep them alive. They have to be able to land in your gut, stay alive. And the one that I take, the stick pack, I just put it on my tongue every morning. They did not want you to take this. You can heat this because it doesn't have a probiotic in it. So you can drink this like a tea if you like tea. I'm not a tea drinker. That's okay though. But you can heat this if you want to. But you cannot heat probiotics. You'll kill them. So do not, even if you're at home and you're taking a probiotic pill, don't be downing that with hot coffee. Don't do that. But also too, taking this and, I zhuzh this up, with my thing, with my frother, no probiotic in here. So no problem. I hope that makes sense. So when I do like a gut reset cart for somebody, you'll see the gut primer in it. Plus you'll see 2 probiotics because I'm giving you a choice. I want you to make your own choice. I have a friend who does one month, one the other month, and she goes back and forth between the 2. You can do that too. I've never done that, but she's like, why not? I'm like, well, that's a really good point because they really are different products. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you, Anna. Good morning, beautiful Anna. She's on TikTok and she's doing this. She's tapping. I appreciate you so much. Okay, so Carol says she got the stress one to alternate with the other one. So you did it. That's fantastic, Carol. But you're really going to miss that little pouch of cereal powder. You are adorable. And isn't that the truth? Maybe you'll just go back to the other one, Carol. You are hysterical. So I had it right by me and I thought I had more and I don't. Between my husband and I, we just took them. So anyway, okay. So it's this little white stick and it's a powder. And I've said before, like, I don't know what it is, but you put it on your tongue and it kind of feels like the bottom of a cereal bag. Like if you've ever had Cheerios or something, it tastes like cereal. Well, I haven't had cereal, you guys, like I don't know. Like, has it been 8 years? Like, because I'm grain free. So I don't eat cereal, but I remember that taste. So Carol was saying that she was taking the packet and for 30 days, and then she switched over and she bought the stress one, which is a pill. And she's going to miss the cereal powder, which I think is hysterical because it tastes really good. You kind of get addicted to things, a little bit like you look forward to things. Maybe that's a nicer way to say it. And I look forward to my little cereal pouch, but I do think that there's value in changing out. Remember yesterday when we were talking about the documentary that I watched on the airplane coming home this last weekend, and it was talking about how when they studied the feces of other cultures, when they looked at somebody that was from Tanzania, their gut biome diversity was like this much. The different species that were in their feces. Little Dr. Seuss rhyme for you there. And Central America or South America, it was kind of like this, the diversity. And America was like this. Like we've literally killed off species in our gut microbiome. And this is why we have such a hard time breaking down raw vegetables or just having a healthier gut. We really are battling that. And this is the whole cycle that we're in where insulin resistance is causing leaky gut. But then there are also people out there with IBS and with IBS and Crohn's and all of the different digestive issues that we're dealing with. And there's an actual answer for this. So we've killed off these species. So to get probiotics back into your system is paramount because that's where your GLP-1 is created. That's where your hormones, like telling your brain that you are full, live and are created. That's where your serotonin is created so that you cannot be depressed, so that you cannot be anxious. Like everything comes from your gut. I have a girlfriend that's talking about gut health, and she's a cosmetologist. And so she's talking all the time about how we lose our hair because our gut is messed up. And we just think maybe it's just getting old. And it doesn't have to be that way, but we have to turn things around. Okay. So it really does. It's a special little treat. You're so adorable. You are so cute. Okay. So I'm going to wrap up with this then. I know that, let's see here. I took a picture of it. So, okay. I know that Betty Spaghetti, I love your name, Betty. Betty needs me to reach out. So I'll reach out to you, Betty, and I'll get you a cart with the 3 adaptogens and the gut primer. And let me know if you need a probiotic with that. And then over here, I do know that, well, I will find it, but I just don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss Barb. Barb wants a cart with the 3 adaptogens. So whatever you need a cart for, let me know. And on TikTok, you do have to go over to my Insta, which is right on my profile, and get into my inbox if you want me to send you something that's clickable, because I can't do that on TikTok. And basically, other than Betty Spaghetti, you really do have to get into my inbox, because the minute that this live goes away, I won't see your comments. But if you're watching on the replay, put something down below. So oftentimes people will say, I need a cart with the trio in it. Those are the 3 supplements that help with insulin sensitivity. Sometimes people, like you guys are saying today, you want the adaptogens. And what are we talking about? We're talking about rhodiola, ashwagandha, and holy basil. Those are the 3 that came up when we were learning about stress. And again, you don't even have to get all 3 of those, but then ask me questions, because I can help guide you as to maybe where to start. Ashwagandha very specifically helps with stress, sleep, and mood. Rhodiola, man, I'll tell you, that is a mood brightener and a mind brightener. That's what rhodiola is. Okay. And then sometimes people want gut reset or a combination of. And the gut reset, if you ever have me send you a gut reset cart, that is the primer and 2 probiotics. You don't need both. You pick one. So I just want you to be clear on that. But if you have any questions, see you later, Carla. Have a great day. If you have any questions on that, let me know so that I can help you navigate. Because again, I'm very committed to anybody who wants to take November and December and do it differently, so that you don't have to, so you just don't have to hate your holidays. You don't have to hate. Here you spend, you're excited, you finally get to spend time with your family, or you finally get to spend time, doing something that you were really looking forward to. And now maybe you're bloated and you're constipated and you're just so mad. And I know this from personal experience. You finally get to relax and sit around somebody's beautiful home who's hosting Christmas, and you feel like trash. And you're like, oh, dang it. And I'm so bloated and I'm so whatever. And you're like, why do I do this to myself? Well, what if while you're trying to change out your ingredients in your recipes and you're making those strides, and by the way, next Monday, we start our 18th challenge in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. So get in there. There's a Facebook blue button on that site right there, TikTok, just to let you know. That's why I put that there. You can learn ingredient trade outs. And this year, I'm going to guarantee you right now, maybe I shouldn't say that, but for the most part, you're not going to do November, December, and New Year's Eve perfectly. But you can do it really well. You can. I pretty much am steady now. Like I've found all my workarounds. I know my trade outs. I know how to navigate a restaurant. I know how to navigate going out of town. I know how to navigate most all scenarios. I know how to be proactive, have a little something in my purse or whatever. But that took me a few years, you guys. So don't look for perfection. Look for progress. Will you do that? And for yourself, choose that you won't sabotage your own efforts by having that old thinking. Well, I screwed it up. Might as well just go all the way. I'm going to throw it all to the wind now. Don't do that. You can actually have the next 60 days work for you and enjoy your impacted waist moving along. I know that doesn't sound like a happy holiday, but I'm telling you what it is. You can start to make different decisions when you hit the social event that you just got invited to. You know, the craft fair, the Thanksgiving that you didn't know you were going to go to, the extra party here, the extra whatever there. You can navigate all this so differently. I just promise you, and you can make your body function so that you don't feel like crap all the time. And again, my daughter put together this happened over the weekend. She ate trash food. She was super bloated. She took a picture being vulnerable, right? And then she took the gut primer and she went to bed. She's like, hello. And then she took another picture of her tummy the next morning. Okay. I'm just saying, like, that's vulnerable and it really, really does work. So just letting you know. So Julie, you want the trio. Okay. I'll do that. You bet. Deborah, need to order some product. Please contact me. Love hearing you talk. I will message you right in Messenger, Deborah. I will message you. So, okay. Okay, send a list of 3. Okay, yep, I got that. I just want to make sure. I think we're all good. Is rhodiola new? No, Anna. Rhodiola it's in the purple packet. That's the one of the adaptogenic herbs. So, Julie, do you want the gut primer and the trio? I think that's what you're saying. And I will get off and do that. Yep. You're probably already taking it, Anna. Rhodiola is a beautiful adaptogenic herb. And again, you guys, God just gave us answers. And I'll be honest, I was not very smart about any of this. God helped me. He just helped me. I didn't research this before I started taking stuff. I started taking stuff because somebody said it would help me with my brain fog. And I'm like, when something worked, I'd be like, what happened? I need to know why. So, okay, Julie, I will do that. So everybody have a super blessed day. If you have not voted, you need to get your butt out there and vote. God cannot move a parked car. We have to actually take action on our part, and then he will partner with us. Okay. And then, tomorrow morning, I'll be back at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And if you're not in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, I highly recommend search it up on Facebook or go to my site right there. It's my first last name.com, kirstenliebelt.com. There's a Facebook blue button on there. We will have a free 5-day challenge starting next Monday, the 11th. And that is our 18th one. Plus, you'll get tagged in a free recipe PDF with your pantry ideas. Plus, we are doing on Monday nights, Self-Sabotage No More. It's about a half an hour. We're just going through this book to really help you to stop getting in your own way of success for your health and for your weight, etc. But the author is coming in on Monday, the 25th of November. Her name is Jenny Potter. And you guys, this is a really big treat. So I want you to mark your calendar, like open up your phone, mark your calendar, November 25th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Jenny Potter will be in the group, bringing to you value for yourself, another tool for your toolbox. And we'll talk about the Self-Sabotage No More. And then she does have a new book that just launched, and it's called Stuck No More. So I just want you to know that that's happening. So a lot of equipping going on to help you like completely take back your life. There's nothing lacking as of yet that I can see. You have everything available to you right here in this little pocket of the universe. Like I will help you. I will walk you through. So on which platform? That is Facebook, Nan. I know you can't wait for the challenge, Anna. Me too. So Nan, on Facebook, there is a group called Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. You can either find that by going to my site right there. It's on my profile. You click right there, you get to my profile and it looks like that. And there's my site. And when you scroll up, there's a Facebook blue button and you click on it and it'll take you to, and you can ask to be a member. And that's what happens. See you later, Terry. Carol voted. Woohoo! Woo! Have a blessed day, Carol. Have a blessed day. And so there you go. I'm going to go ahead and jump off so that I can send carts to people. So give me 2 minutes here so that I can get carts put together, and I will send those off to you. Be blessed. Enjoy your day wherever you are. Have a great day, you guys.